for a couple of years now, and I used to do the Albert and the Lion type things, but I felt I'd go into the 21st century. And I was looking on the internet and I found a poem which was based on a book by E.L. James. Now, I don't know if anybody knows of any famous book that E.L. James has written. Anybody?
50 Shades.
Right, 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I realise that nobody on a P&O ship will have read the book or seen the film, but unless you're from the planet Zog, you know of its existence. Well, I converted this poem into a monologue. And basically, 50 Shades of Grey tells the story of the physical love between a man and a woman. And my version tells the story of the physical love between a man and a woman of a slightly different age group. Should we say they past the first flush of youth? And I call it 50 Shades of Even Greyer. So let's give it a go. My missus bought a paperback at the market one Saturday. I had a look inside her bag. It was 50 Shades of Grey. But that night I left her reading, and at 10 I went to bed. She followed me up an hour later, and the sight filled me with dread. For in her left hand she had some rope, and in her right a whip. She threw them down upon the bed and then began to strip. Now, 50 years or so ago, I might have sneaked a peek, but Doris hasn't weathered well. She'll be 84 next week. And when she starts to bump and grind, I thought, God, it can't get much grimmer. But then things went from bad to worse. She tumbled off a Zimmer. She slowly climbed back on the bed a couple of minutes later and fixed me with her one good eye. And said that I must dominate her. Now, if you knew my Doris, you know just why I stuttered. Because I've just come out of hospital from the last complaint I muttered. So, she stood there, nude, all naked like. And then, leaning forward, just a bit. And I thought, oh well, what the hell? Stamped on her left tit. She screamed, she howled, her teeth shot out. I thought, my God, what have I done? She moaned, she groaned, shouted out, oh, 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 oh. Tread on the other one. Well, I'm afraid I can tell no more of what occurred that day. Suffice to say, it was my jet black hair that turned 50 Shades of Grey. It took me 3 full days and nights to recover from a passion, but then I saw beneath our bed Victoria's Secret fashion. I asked her why the catalogue. She said, I've got the taste and I've sent an order to that store. The toys will come post haste. And now we've started on this road, there won't be any stopping. In fact, I'll see the Peels next door and invite them round for swapping. And there must be more that's up for it. I'll find them if I can. And I know just a bloke to ask. I'll go and see how I stand. Well, sarcastically, I suggested that we may as well rent a hall. And a smile lit up her crinkled face. And mine began to fall. She said, I'm glad it was you who suggested that and entered in the spirit. We'll go on down to the old folks' home and book it right this minute. It soon came round that fateful night. The air was laced with Vic. And all those Debs from before the war, they couldn't wait to pick 120 old folks all gathered round a table to choose a partner for the night. The lucky one got Mabel. We'd found a box to make it fair to start off our adventures, and all those geezers hobbled up and chucked in their yellow dentures. And then the ladies were all blindfolded. To choose those slimy teeth. So 2 by 2, we all paired up, and then the light went out. There were moans and groans and burps and slurps. The noises were quite shocking. And that building never was the same. Its foundations, they were rocking. And when daylight came and all was still and those fogies were all sated, we swapped back teeth and partners too. My Doris was elated. She said, you stepped up to the mark. Where I videoed them one by one. And soon we'll be able to book that P&O cruise. because there's blackmail to be done. But now I stand here all alone. All alone. It's hard work, isn't it? Now I stand here all alone. My Doris, the time has run. She's with a maker in the sky. They say she died of too much fun. So I say to all you ladies sat out there, that to your partner only you should be true. But for those who can't, and won't, and don't, my cabin's up on A deck, 832.
Ladies and gentlemen,